I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, I'm walking on sunshine. And it's time to feel good. Oh. My beautiful viewers, we are so excited to be able to be here. Thank you for spending time with us. Thank you for listening to us. And I know you have your glasses. And when you get goosebumps, please put your glasses on. We will also do the same. So you're going to ask me, what are we going to talk about today? We are going to talk about old school wisdom. Generational, the show's name is Generations of Grace. So as we learn from the youngsters, computers is not easy for us. Well, for me, as we learn from the youngster, my grandson Xander showed me something 10 years old the other day. I was like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. So, and in return, we can bestow old school wisdom on the younger generation. So I've got amazing ladies. I will also play a few ladies' videos as well. But first of all, I want to ask my beautiful co-host to introduce herself. And then we will go to Marie, Julie, and Nattolie. Suzi, we're together for the first time.
Yes, so it's not a trick, everybody. We actually are together. Sanet is here in Australia. Staying in my home with me for a week, which is lovely. I'm Suzi Dent. Welcome to the show. I'm on the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia. I am a film and television hair and makeup artist with 42 years experience and a TV presenter and an author. I'm very excited to be joining you guys today. Hi from down under.
Wow, thank you. My beautiful Suzi, the sun is just going to come out there. And
You're about to see the most stunning, we are about to see the most stunning sunrise.
We will also flip the camera just for a second. Okay. Marie, my beautiful Marie.
Hi, I'm Marie, and I'm from Ontario, Canada, and I am a grief educator and counselor.
Thank you. My beautiful Julie.
Hi, I'm Julie Diaz. I live in New Jersey, and I'm a senior technical content strategist, the author of Conquer Hashimoto's, and a health coach.
Beautiful. Nattolie.
Hi, I'm happy to be here. I'm Nattolie Chilton. I am so many things, it's hard to narrow it down. But I live in Alberta, Canada. And I'm an author, a 3-time author, a truth coach. So accountability and truth is very important in my work.
Beautiful. So when you were saying you were author 3 times, I was just quickly counting. I'm actually an author of 9 books, and I have 1 personal book, so 10 altogether. And 7 of them are international bestsellers. So amazing. I never mentioned it. So, wow. Thank you for allowing me to count. I love it. So, my beautiful ones, I am Sanet Van Breda. I am your voice amplifier. I am from South Africa, but I am visiting my children in New Zealand, and I'm currently in Australia. How incredible. Suzi came and visited last year, and I came this time to visit her. How incredible. So my beautiful ones, before we start with our wisdom, I quickly want just to mention all of these amazing ladies is also part of the Diamond Beauties Forever group. All of them have a big role to play in the group. They are our Diamond Beauty experts. They are also our Mrs. Spots. I quickly will tell you about the Mrs. Spots. And then our beautiful Nattolie is also our ambassador for our Diamond Moment magazine. And beautiful Julie is also writing for our beautiful magazine. So before we go to the Mrs. Spot, and then we will do the rest, because this is also is a love for serve that you are giving all of us. Mrs. Spots is absolutely a service of love. So Nattolie, how do you feel being the ambassador for the Diamond Moment magazine?
I feel privileged to be connected with you, with all the amazing people, the authors, the specialists, to promote the rich content, the art. It's an incredible magazine. It is much better. It is eons beyond most magazines of the highest caliber available. And it just blows my mind that such a small group of people are creating the energy investment, the creative investment is over the top ridiculous, to be honest. And I couldn't be prouder.
Wow, thank you, my beautiful. Thank you. And Julie, you are doing a beautiful article every month for us. And this month, past month, you did something on magnesium. Please tell us, how do you feel to write such an amazing article for us as well?
It's my pleasure. It's my passion, holistic health, learning about all kinds of ways to treat and cure illness naturally. It just gives me so much hope and excitement. And it's something I want to share with everyone because, as we all know, people are sicker than ever before. And we can't just rely on mainstream medicine. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to take control.
And please tell the viewers what you have done. I think yesterday or maybe the previous day that you have launched that campaign.
Oh, yes. It's a petition on change.org, and it's to call for earlier screening and diagnosis of Hashimoto's thyroid autoimmune disease. People commonly go 10 years without going diagnosed because they only test the TSH. Doctors will see if it's normal and they'll say, you don't have a thyroid problem. But the first test that comes up abnormal is the antibodies, and they don't test that. They wait and wait and wait. And maybe they're just waiting, and because, two of my doctors actually told me because they don't really know how to treat autoimmune. So they wait until it's bad enough to treat with medication and then possibly surgery if you have thyroid nodules, which I developed after all that time. And I was able to shrink my nodules naturally with natural medicine. So that whole story is in my book, and I love sharing that with people because it gives you hope. You know, a lot of people have these big nodules and they have trouble breathing and swallowing. And that's terrible, and you don't have to do that. There's ways to make it better.
Wow, amazing. And I'm so proud of you, my girl. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
So part of the discussion, I would just to stay a little bit is the Mrs. Spots. So my beautiful viewers, in the Diamond Beauties Forever group, we've got 27 diamond ladies. I call her Mrs. Spots. And then we've got 25 tea parties. We cover from New Zealand till Hawaii, all the time zones. And these amazing ladies will have a half an hour every week. They will open their hearts, open their Zooms, and any lady can come in and just let the lady be seen, be heard, and be loved. And the witness, we are doing it now for 2 years. In August, it will be 2 years, the Mrs. Spots. The camaraderie, the love between each other, not only the Mrs. Spots, but the group, is truly out of this world. I
never make friends as well. That's what I really like. We get to know each other. We join each other on our shows wherever we are in the world, you know, and we get to catch up with each other every week. Sometimes life you can get so fast and you don't catch up with your friends around you. But with Mrs. Potts, we make sure wherever we are in the world that we're there to catch up with each other, support each other. So what have you been doing this week? What do you know, just day-to-day life things a lot of the time, which is great. And the strength of our relationships just builds all the time. You know, Sanet and I became friends online. Marie and I became friends online. I've yet to go to Canada, but there's a Christmas and on the cards one day, I'm absolutely sure, at her house. But it is, Mrs. Potts, it's a beautiful experience. So if you get a chance to join, do it and just visit different shows. It's great. Everybody's different. It's wonderful.
Yeah. So I would love you to tell us about not your Mrs. Potts, but the overall Mrs. Potts, my beautiful guest, and then we will go into our beautiful your show. So, Suzi, how's your show?
My Mrs. Potts show is just like that. It's about catching up. I'm a very creative person, so structure is slightly different to me, and I love just catching up with people every week. And I tend to catch up with the same people that come to the show, and it's just having a group chat. What have you been doing? What's happening with your house, your kids, your job, your life? And I really like that, and I miss it when I don't see friends, and vice versa. And I love the fact that I am building much stronger relationships with women all over the world, which is it's just wonderful. And if I didn't have that, I wouldn't talk to as many people and have as many friends as I do. And I know that some of the ladies here, they have more structured shows, which is great. And you learn things. So I'll let them tell you about. You don't really learn much from mine, but you laugh a lot.
And you cry.
And yeah, you cry. You laugh, you cry, you cuddle. But,
I love it. Marie?
Oh my goodness. I call it therapy for the soul. I absolutely do. It's incredible. Mine is called A Cup of Hope. But we take every week, there's different topics. We never know where things are going to go, and that's the beauty of it. And it is incredible to be able to meet with these ladies. And if I miss one, I really feel like I'm missing out on something. And as a counselor, I'm telling you that I think I get more from these sessions than anything else. It's incredible what we learn in these sessions, what we learn about each other, what we learn to help other people. I think it's amazing. And it's speaking of legacy, what an incredible legacy this is for you, my darling, Sanet.
Sure. Yeah, when you say now legacy, it just hit me, but it hit me here in my heart because God was very adamant that I have to start this. And thank you. Thank you so much. My beautiful Julie, as one of our newest Mrs. Potts, you started in July. I could only be at your first one, and I love it. So please tell us, how do you feel about the overall Mrs. Potts and then your Mrs. Potts, please?
First of all, I can't forget you said 5 for 5. You got the message from God, and I think it's amazing that, most of us talk to God, but we don't hear back, and you have a special connection, and that's absolutely incredible. And that's why, God guided you to do this, and that why it's working out so well, and you've attracted the most amazing people that have come together. And yeah, we've made friendships with each other, and I have friends all over the world now. And I love going to the different Mrs. Potts. I still have yet to come to yours, Suzi. And
I know. Sometimes yours are kind of sometimes right in the middle of the night. I would love to come to yours.
Oh, I know. Well, I work all day, so it's kind of hard to go to all of them. But I squeeze in when I can. But I'm going to come. I'll figure it out. And yeah, I just started. And the first one, Sanet was there. We all went around and gave our favorite health tip. And so mine's a cup of wellness. So a lot of people, I'm going to have an idea every week of what to talk about and have everybody share. If anyone's fighting an illness and they want to share, they can get health tips from us and counseling, coaching. And, there's a lot of ladies that pull a card from Oracle decks, and they always have a really nice message that's inspiring. And I love that too. I have a lot of decks, so I'll be pulling some cards along the way. But yeah, it's great. It's great to be amongst such quality women. It's amazing. Love you guys.
Thank you. And my beautiful Julie, is the love of each Mrs. Potts to all of us is incredible. I cannot tell you, almost every day, if I try my best to attend a few a week. But every time I'm after the Mrs. Potts, the first thing I will do, I will bow down and I will say, thank you, God, for sending this amazing lady to me. The love that you all bestow on all of us is incredible. Thank you, Suzi. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, my beautiful Julie. Thank you, my beautiful Natalie, and all the Mrs. Spots. All 27 of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Natalie, your turn, my girl.
Yay! I was wondering, let's see. Cup of Courage is my Mrs. Potts. I love listening to you gals. Like, I admire you so much. And Cup of Courage is really about whatever area of life you want to expand into, because fear squelches our destiny. So in order to fully bloom and live a full life, overcoming fear is a big part of it. And just being together and hearing other people's stories, we witness each other's words and feelings, and it's like, it's okay. It's okay to feel however you feel and still come online and just be with others. And I used to think that spending time like this was a waste of time. The woman I used to be. But now I realize how much life this gives me. The friendships, like, it's real. It's virtual, but it's real. And we're making friends across the world that you can come to Alberta and stay with me sometime.
I've got goosebumps up to my neck. Oh, I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my
I'm
beautiful.
snowshoeing.
Okay, now we can co-host. You can go.
Oh, co-hosting. Woo!
So you can ask any questions. I've got prepared those questions.
Look at that. See, now I get to co-host a show with actual direction in front of me rather than just winging it. I'm very good at winging it.
We can wing it.
No, I'm good at winging it. Okay. So let's stop on. Sanet's very well prepared with these shows, which is wonderful. And the show today that we're going to talk about, we're going to pass on some generational wisdom to you. And Sanet, what does generations of grace mean to you? What does that mean to you?
Thank you for asking. For me, is when you can. I want to use the word consider, because that's the word I want to consider. Even a youngster that you perceive maybe don't have a lot of knowledge, because a lot of wisdom keepers just want to burn. But I do believe you take a little bit of wisdom from the youngster, and then I will bestow a little bit. I want to find out where they are. So for me, finding out, say for instance, a topic, where are they, and then then I will say to my grandson, "Can Omi teach you something? Can I teach you something?" Now I'm talking about now a youngster, but even an older generation person, older person. And then he will say, "Yes, Omi, I love it when you talk to me old school." And he used the English word old. He brings that old out now. I can hear the grandson, 5-year-olds, also talking to me, "Omi, when are you going to talk old school?" But then I will tell him something. So one of the things that I would love just for the youngsters, even if they are walking or driving, even with their parents. So my beautiful youngsters, don't pick up your phone and be on your tablet and phone the whole time. If you're walking, look at people, look at their faces, look at their eyes. So that for gracefully, I can tell you, look at me. I'm a human. I'm going to grab yours because mine is not here. There's nothing going on. Yes, it's entertaining for you, but still keep with the humanness. So that's my meaning of grace. You give, and I love when they give me advice. I love it. I love it. I love it. So gracefully accept each other as it is, lovingly. And then if there's wisdom to bestow, then you do it, and not just to give too much. And then find out what was the youngsters or the young person's understanding. I spoke to my son-in-law the other day. So what I perceive he would understand remember, I'm a woman. I have a certain age. I went through a lot of things. And what he understood, what I said, was not the same. So I love to ask afterwards the understanding what he understands. And then, okay. So maybe next time I will approach something I want to say to him a little bit differently. And so that's how I learn gracefully to approach his generation as a man. I hope I've answered your
Yeah,
question.
you have. Thank you, Sanet. And I think it's that was beautiful. And it's not necessarily just relatives either.
No.
It's not, it can be strangers. I have an example that popped into my head. I had this beautiful woman I was working tattoo.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I have to go to my physical therapy appointment. I'm so sorry.
It's okay, my beautiful Julie. I love you for being here. Can you give us your golden nugget, please?
Can I just answer that question? Because I had something in mind as you were talking. And I was thinking as a youngster how I handled conflict, and probably not very well. And so what I would like to teach youngsters is to set boundaries and have respect for yourself. And, sometimes you can handle conflict with humor and deflect something. I would teach them some ways to handle situations where someone's either being mean. My kids are actually really nice. I think the newer generation's nicer, and they get offended too easy and they're a little too soft. So I'd like them to be a little stronger, teach them to be, stronger and doing like old school, like cut your own grass, do your chores, get outside, shovel the snow. Don't hire someone to cut the grass, make them do it. That's what I do, because I think it builds character.
I love it.
Yeah, that was just what my thoughts were. I'm sorry, I have to go. I have to do my therapy.
Let me just take a photo, Julie, before you go.
Okay.
Thank you, my beautiful Julie. Please tell us,
Thank you.
Tell us what is your golden nugget, my beautiful Julie.
Oh, my golden nugget is to embody kindness and share joy and kindness with people everywhere you go.
Wow, I love it. Are you ready for paparazzi?
Yes.
Here we go. I could not catch
Gorgeous.
Hi, guys. Love you.
Julie, enjoy. You look beautiful. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
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 Please, my beautiful Suzi, continue.
So what was so the example that popped into my head of occasional moments as an older woman. I had this beautiful client, and she was a bride, and she'd had her dress made, and I was covering her tattoo, and she was talking to me about the strap, right? And she said, it's made of tully. And I just looked at her. I said, you mean tulle? And she went, yes. She said, is that how it's pronounced? And I said, yes, it's a French word, tulle. She'd had this dress made by dressmakers. Not one of these older women had actually corrected her on her pronunciation. And for me, that's I will always help people actually, speak properly. And she felt really let down by them that they hadn't told her, that they quite possibly were laughing at her behind her back because she didn't have the knowledge to pronounce, a word properly. So I think that's giving someone the grace of a little bit of knowledge, just a random person that I'll probably never see again.
Yeah.
But I couldn't help myself. I'm the sort of person that'll tell you if you have spinach in your teeth, I won't let you go through the rest of the day with people looking at you. But I was surprised at that as well.
Yeah.
Marie, tell us what your answer. What does Generations of Grace mean to you personally, or our subject?
Yeah, mine's a little bit different in that I look at grace as undeserved favor that we get from God, and I look at it as the things that down through the generations that we witness of forgiveness, of compassion and kindness, and the strength that we've been given for the challenges and losses we have in life, and that's the grace that we are given from God.
Beautiful answer. I love that. Nattolie, tell us your answer.
That's so beautiful, Marie. And I'm on a similar vein. I actually wrote a bunch of things down because I feel this topic is so important that I wanted to have that as backup. But for me, I think about my grandparents, and they were very religious, but silent about it. They lived their faith quietly, and they were very stable. They persevered. They had a lot of, like, for example, my grandma and grandpa lived next door, and they were Seventh-day Adventists, so they made vegetarian food. So my mom grew up as a vegetarian, which is like unheard of in the 30s. Well, not very common, but my grandpa got sick when I was little, Parkinson's. And so she cared for him. So the legacy is that perseverance, that faith. And so she cared for him as long as she could, up until about 78. She was a large Dutch woman. By the grace of God, she was that big, but she was doing everything, like bathing him. He wasn't a small man. And so that really stuck with me. That love, that not a romantic love, but a real love. And that shone through. And my other grandmother, of course, she had 12 children. And the perseverance, she would send, huge family, she would send little checks, like $5 to each grandchild. She was on a pension, and every year, like $5 for birthday, $5 for Christmas. But when you have 50 grandkids and you're on a pension, but she did it till the end. So I love that. And I love this conversation because I believe that most people do not reflect often enough. And it's through reflection that the substance of life can really root. Thank you.
I love that.
Beautiful answer. Thank you so much.
And for you, my beautiful Susie?
Wow, everybody's given such amazing answers. I've been so busy listening, I haven't even thought about what my answer would be. I think mine is that by the grace of God, I was given a child after a 5-year journey when I was nearly 40. So I worked very hard to have him. And I've made sure that I've bestowed as much of my life wisdom on him, not in an authoritarian way, but in a passing on information way. Julie, before she left, mentioned boundaries. I've taught him what boundaries mean. I've taught him how to stand up for himself, as we do. We teach our children everything. Mm-hmm. But I think he's the one that I've bestowed the most of my knowledge on, because as a parent and as a mother, it's my responsibility to raise to raise my baby into a young man, which I'm very proud of saying that I have a beautiful man. We just met yesterday, my giant boy who came over. My 6'5" Viking child came and gave Sanet a big cuddle, which is great. Then took us for a drive in his new Tesla, which is pretty cool. So at 23, he's doing very well, and I'm very proud of him. And I think that's, for me, by the grace of God, I was given a child, and I did my very best, and still do, to bestow my wisdom on him when it's needed.
Wow, beautiful. So I met Jack yesterday.
Marie's got something to say.
I was just going to ask if I could just add something. I was thinking about the legacy of grace and forgiveness that my father left for me. He walked a walk, talked the talk, but he walked a walk. And when my mom died, I was only 18 when she died, and she died in an accident. And the accident was inadvertently caused by someone in our community. And my dad, before the funeral, asked us to go as a family to his home and tell him we didn't blame him for what happened. Because he said that, he didn't intentionally do what he did, and he has to live, he has enough to live with, but this shouldn't be a burden on the rest of his life. And so I couldn't have a more incredible example of what forgiveness and grace is all about.
Wow. Incredible. Shoo. I've got, Marie, you just give me goosebumps. So Marie, yesterday I had so much goosebumps. So I met Jack. He enveloped me like an envelope. He enveloped me. It was like a beautiful hug he gave me. And then we went into his new Tesla. First of all, it looks like a sky. It cannot explain.
You can see through them.
Yeah.
So the roof of the Tesla looks solid on the outside. When you get on the inside, it's glass.
Yeah.
And you can see the whole sky as you're driving along. It's amazing.
And then he went from 0, kilometers, I'm not sure miles per hour, but he went from 0 to
nearly 100
nearly
in
100
4 seconds.
And 4 seconds.
And we went,
and we were screaming. It was exhilarating. It was like, wow! It's like that. And then he went to the garage, or gas station, gas station in America, and the car parked himself. I love it. It was so amazing. So we had such a beautiful time yesterday. So, Marie, you are quite right. A lot of people is hanging on to stuff, and your grandfather made an amazing decision to set somebody else free, but it was not that person that you set yourself free. How incredible. I do see there's quite a lot of bullying in the school. So I spoke to my grandson the other day, Zander. There's 3 things I ask him to do. He must listen to the teacher, he must have fun, and he must be kind every day. So now the little one went to grade 1. He's year one, and he's now 5 years old. Now he tells his little brother, Zayden, Omi always say, listen to your teacher. And then the little one said, I will listen to one. And then he said, the next one, he said, have fun. And then Zayden don't say anything. He just went like, you will have fun. And then the third thing is my grandson Zander will tell his little brother, you must be kind. Every day you must be kind. So then I must come and report what kindness that I had today. And it's for me, just making them aware that every day they can be kind. That what they will come and tell us what I did. Thank you, my beautiful Nattolie. The other day, my grandson Zayden came and he said he's 5 years old. He said somebody hurt his knee. He said, Omi, I went and picking up like this, and we went like this. Like he's walking, and I took him to the teacher, and she put a plaster on, and I told him the plaster will take the aina away. And just that, I could have eaten up bones and all, and I didn't give him back to his mother because that was the kindest thing. But there's a lot of things that the 2 boys do. But I tell you, the bullying is quite a big thing in school, really a big thing in school. So something I wanted to share. So the next question is, can you share one piece of wisdom you received from another generation that still guides you today? And we had from Nattolie already and from Marie already. Do you have something, Suzi?
I don't have one piece. I had a wonderful relationship with my grandmother, who was my mother's mother. And you were talking, when I was 27, she had dementia. And I looked after her from the age of 27 for 15 years while she had dementia. So I grew up quite early. And I learned a lot about life, and it taught me a lot about aging and the human condition, what happens to our brain and our bodies as we age. It taught me a lot of I had to be responsible for another human being in my 20s that wasn't a child. So I had to learn a lot about stuff, but I had learnt so much from her. She came out to this country as she kind of had a child in the war, came out from England, bought my mother when she was 14, bought and sold all her own properties. She was very strong and feisty. and unjudgmental. My brother is gay. One of my cousins was gay, and she never, ever judged any of them. And I learnt that. I learnt from her how to be unjudgmental of others. And for her generation, that was unusual. But she was a little bit outside the square for being such an independent woman and raising my mother. And that helped me be an independent woman in my whole life, actually, and to help her when she needed me the most when she was older. So it wasn't just one thing, it was several things that led to my personality growing and me growing as a woman as I aged.
That's incredible. So my mom always said, you don't leave your room if you don't make your bed. So that's the one thing that we had to do. You cannot step out of the threshold if your bed is not made. So the other day, Xander said, why do we have to make our beds before we get out of the door? And his mom's, my daughter said, go and ask your grandmother. Go and ask Granny. And then he came to her, I said, because my mom said, if you've done your first task making your bed, then you don't need to come back to your bed when at night you climb into your bed, beautiful maid, and you are the king or the queen of your castle, your bedroom, because your room is beautiful. So now they don't have a problem making their bed. So that was one of the things that I will never forget. I'm still today, the first thing I will do, I will make my bed. Marie, and on your side?
My friend, you've heard me talk about my friend Dorothy, who's 102 now. And she always says to me, it ain't over till it's over. You're never too old to be what you are supposed to be. And the other thing she says is, she said, don't look at people say live each day like it's your last one. She said, live each day like this is a new one. Live each day that's best for life, that it's not and wonder of what's around the corner, what's coming. And I love it.
Wow, I love it. I love it too. Nattolie?
That's so good, Marie. I love it. She sounds like my mom-in-law. My mom-in-law lives about 400 meters from us, but on the other side of the forest. So she's not on our doorstep. Though before she would come maybe a little bit too frequently, but we're very respectful and we go have coffee and all this. And she's such an inspiration. Her husband passed away about 2 years ago. And after about a year, she had grieved really hard, about 87. And she, a man who was like 40 years ago, used to work for them. They ended up getting together. And she has a boyfriend at like 88, 89.
Yes.
Like on the go, and she's passionate. And she's just like, don't tell anybody, but I just love it when he holds my hand, and it's like the little things is so precious. That's one thing, but I have to say, a girlfriend, she's passed away now, but she was like my best friend for a long, long time. She really helped me heal. She was with me through my addiction till I quit alcohol in 2011, and then I moved away, and I didn't go back and see her, but we stayed in touch on the phone. But what she'd say to me that was so impactful, and I didn't realize how impactful it was until now she's gone, but she would say at the end of every conversation, she'd say, take good care of you. Take good care of you. And I'm still learning that one, but her name was Lainey, and Elaine, she liked to be called Lainey. And she was, I don't know, about 15 years older, and just the best friend ever. So take good care of you, audience.
Thank you, my beautiful one.
Thank you.
Our next little topic of conversation is what message do you wish every young person or elder could hear right now? That's a good question, Sanet. Would you like to lead that one?
So for me, if I can bestow one beautiful wisdom on anyone, is to look yourself in the mirror. Don't see your defaults, because we all look at our defaults. Look past the default. Look at your beautiful eyes and be appreciative. You can still see. Look at your beautiful bone structure. Look at your nose. There is people. I met somebody a few years ago that had that didn't have a nose. Just it was you didn't know where to look at him because he didn't have a nose. There's people that don't have teeth. We must look at our beautifulness, and we must just love yourself unconditionally. And I know a lot of people will not understand that word, because I didn't understand that word unconditional. I heard it so many times, but what is unconditionally? Until the day I realized I actually love myself with just the way I am, with all the road maps and all the things that came my way. I am privileged to be me. So just look yourself in the mirror and love yourself. That's what I would love to bestow on
Sanet.
somebody.
I love that.
Thank you.
I think that's beautiful. Nattolie, I'm going to come to you. What would you like to bestow on elders, or youth?
Well, I miss putting my glasses on, Sanet. That was perfection. And I just have to say to the viewers and just to one another how powerful and important it is to hear these words of life, whether it's from us or whether you have another source of people that are speaking of these high vibration emotions and actions. Because what we hear, what we put into our minds and into our hearts, we end up acting out. So put good stuff in, not the trash. Maybe that's my little word here. But what I would say is, as soon as my mother always said, tell the truth. Tell the truth, tell the truth, tell the truth. But she didn't. She didn't tell the truth. So, but that was a lesson in itself, because we look at, it's like, as a child especially, we see one thing's not like the other. There's some hypocrisy here. There's some inconsistency here. And she was right. Telling the truth, living honestly is, in my opinion, the most important thing. Honest with myself. But sometimes I end up holding back. And sometimes I'm having inner feelings, inner conflicts that end up being secrets. Inadvertently, not intentionally. I'm not trying to be deceptive. But then this happened to me recently. And it's like there was some things I had put down so far. And it's like, talk to somebody about them. So I reached out and I got those things out. And I feel so much lighter and freer. So as soon as we discover that we're keeping secrets, and sometimes it's 50 years, just call somebody, come to a Mrs. Potts, call any of the coaches at the Diamond Beauties Forever and the counselors. Marie is a grief counselor. I'm a truth accountability person. Sanet's a coach. Find somebody you feel safe with and say it. Say what you need to say. Yeah, thank you for asking.
Beautiful answer. Thank you so much. That's so true. Marie, what would you like to bestow?
What I would say to each one of you, what I would say to anyone, is that you matter. There are 5 billion people on the planet, and there's only one Sanet. There's one Suzi, there's one Nattolie, and there's one Marie. And how unique is that? How unique does that make us? We're all here for a reason. And don't ever play small, because you weren't created to play small. You were created to be incredible, and you are.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Beautiful
So-
answer.
I believe you. I believe you, Marie.
And you know, my beautiful ladies, witnessing other people, especially in the diamonds, and with their achievements, and you celebrate with them. And I do believe that is all part of the love that we bestow on each other. So there is a few more questions, but I'm
Can I
going to
answer this question?
Yeah, I'm so sorry, my beautiful one. Yes,
I have a different answer.
yes, please. What do you want to bestow on us?
You are never too young or too old to try anything. Never let fear of what other people's opinions on what you're about to do hold you back. If you've got an idea and you want to try something, give it a try. Never be scared of failure, because if you don't try something and fail, you'll never know if you're any good at it or not. And if you fail, you've learnt how to do it, and then you give it a try another time, and the next time you'll be so much better, and you'll be so much better. But often in life, we have people that stop us doing things. And there's a saying, stop stopping yourself. So it's very important that we don't let other people stop us doing what we are passionate about or our heart's desire. And when you're older, never let people tell you that you're too old to do something, because you're really not. And we have one life. So give it your best. And as Marie said, you are unique. We are all absolutely individual. Everything is different, as different as we all are, is absolutely unique yet very similar. So don't let fear stop you.
So I'm going to kiss you there, but I want to take a photo as well. So let me put the finger there. It worked. I love it. So I was thinking of not, we can ask this following few questions, but then just individually, not for everyone. So my beautiful one, you can decide who you want to ask this one. Who between me and Marie and Nattolie, who needs to answer this one?
Okay, so our next question, everyone, is how can we create more meaningful conversations between generations? Who would like to take this one?
For that, I would say I was very blessed in that, like Nattolie, I grew up with grandparents next door to me, and there was always conversations. And for me, it's just listen. But my grandmother always said something that I do. She said, respect is something that is earned, and respect doesn't just come with age. Respect is for the young as well. So we have to interchange and respect each other. And that's how we bridge the gap between the generations, is respect. That's utmost to me.
That's a great answer, absolutely. And I feel that we need to teach and learn sometimes how to be good listeners.
Yes.
It doesn't really matter what the age is. Sometimes there are older people who they're not good listeners. They're hearing just, but they're not listening. We need to be better at communicating, and we need to be better listeners. We need to listen to the younger generation and really hear what they have to say. Sometimes in communicating, people they're pretending to listen, and really they just want to say what they have to say, and they haven't heard you. So I think to bridge that gap, become a better listener, and that makes you a better communicator.
I love that. Nattolie, I don't know if you've anything that you wanted to add there, and then we will go to the next question.
Thank you. I love this conversation. It's so fabulous. Respect, yes. Yes, Suzi. Respect is huge, and I agree. The young ones deserve respect. I find I see that so often. Parents really disrespecting their little kids, dragging them around. And, I remember there was a little story I heard at one point. So So if a parent, if a parent is like that, bossy boots, just always like a sergeant saying disrespectfully, do it, do it, do it, whatever, or whoever's doing that. And that kid grows up and doesn't know how to think. Just because they've been told what to do all the time, there's no room for them to, would you like to choose this? Would you like to choose that? If you're just like, do it. So the kid is in fight and flight, or maybe the woman in the relationship or the man is in fight or flight, can't think, can't choose. Their circuits are jammed. But in this scenario, this kid left home and had no experience in choosing because they were never given the space to choose, to be able to make a decision, and fell into the hands of a trafficker, of a bad person. And they're like, well, what happened? They were such a good kid. And it was like, you know what? They just changed masters. They changed from listening to one master to a different master. And the parent meant well, or maybe the husband meant well, like they're trying to get them on the right track. But as we need, our free will really needs to be, I would say, being a safe person and allowing others the room to be themselves would be my little nugget from this. You spurred that, Suzi. You spurred that thought.
Thank you.
Wow, that was deep.
That was great. I love that answer. It's really good. When Nattolie was talking about that, it reminded me of many times I've seen in my years, as I'm sure you guys have, parents discussing their children's faults in front of them. Yeah. Right. And what they don't realize is they obviously have a very limited knowledge of psychology. Oh, look, she never eats vegetables. She just never does. She's such a fussy eater, never eats vegetables. Do you think the child will ever eat vegetables? Not for a really long time, because you're positively reinforcing a negative behavior. And I've seen, sometimes I've been in rooms and I've just wanted to grab the parents and drag them out of the room and educate them about their communication skills. And we see that a lot in society. And I think we were talking earlier about bullying in schools. And I feel that the bullying has got worse and worse as, they've taken the cane away and they've taken discipline, physical discipline away. And they haven't left adults, not all adults, but some adults, with the ability to communicate and discipline without using violence. Because generations of kids, I certainly smacked a lot with a wooden spoon, just basically to try and curtail my personality rather than me being naughty. And that did nothing for me except make me rebel more, because I was like, why? It's like if parents who hit, they're taking out their frustrations about themselves on their child, which is why we've, as communities and society, we recognise that. So that sort of stuff is taken out. But we have to be very mindful of others, even as adults. If we were standing around with a group of adults and started speaking in a derogatory way about the girlfriend, that conversation wouldn't last very long, would it? Because the girlfriend would be going, what? But children are not given that responsibility because they're little sponges and they listen to everything that we say and they absorb everything that we say and they become the person that they think we want. Like Nattolie said, they transfer from one to another with the same behaviours that have been instilled in them that are not good from, kind of one adult to the next. Thank you, Nattolie.
Wow.
Sanet, your turn.
Thank you, my beautiful Suzi.
Thank you, Nattolie.
That was amazing, ladies. For me, I truly believe is that if we can listen without wanting to answer, if we can just listen. And if as adults we can sometimes tap into the playfulness of children, we can not only have fun and have a lighter side of life, but we will be able to give especially to the children, even to the youngsters up to 22 maybe, have that ability to convey our message in a lighter, better way for them to understand. I always love to go down and speak to my children. I don't like to speak to him like that because all they see is this big head talking to them. I love to go down. And going on my knees is not easy because I have to get up. I'm crawling now with the 9 months old, because I have to teach my grandson Csakvary how to go backwards from the steps so that he go reverse. And my husband came all the way from South Africa to come and visit. And he said, what are you doing? I said, in order for me to showcase my grandson Csakvary, 9 months old, how to go backside down from the stairs, because there's quite a lot of stairs in my daughter's house. It's for his own safety. I have to do it. Sometimes as adults, we have to go down and be on the same level as our children and speak to them.
Love that answer. That is so true. Because physicality is a big deal, isn't it? When you're little and adults look really big. And I think it's respect, isn't it? It's giving our children respect to do that. By coming down to their level. That's a gorgeous answer.
Thank you. So my beautiful ones, we can just chip in and talk about this one, because this was my favorite part, storytelling. How does storytelling play a role in our life and legacy? Storytelling is for me everything. When my children were young, I loved to tell a story about my daughter and then a story about my son, or vice versa. Because if you do just tell the one story and you forget about the other child's story, then, there will be a lack of. So one of the things my daughter loves to do, she loves to tell the three boys, well, the little one is still too small, but Xander and Zayden, stories of what I have done. And I love it. I love to look at them, and then Xander will showcase, this is how old you were when you were Csakvary's age. Then Zayden will come, and me, and I can see that, they will also want to be highlighted, if I can call it like that. So for me, it's important that we highlight, if you have kids, highlight them equally, and to make time for them. I cannot tell you how it frustrates me that when we go out, the parents are maybe talking or on their phones. Everybody's on their phones. Oh my goodness. Put their phones in the car. Just go out without them. Be with each other. Put off the television. Have a fortnight. Build a fort and be underneath. Eat marshmallows. Although it's so late in the evening and children will not sleep. Just do something fun with your children. And then, my beautiful children, sometimes you need to go and tell your adult, please stop. Do you have 5 minutes for me? I remember this amazing story that this kid took his pocket money and he paid his dad. And I want to cry now. It was a real story. He paid his dad with his pocket money for time.
Wow. Yeah, that's powerful, isn't it? From a child.
So storytelling, my beautiful Suzi.
Storytelling is it's very important. It's important to tell our children stories, and stories. It's also important to tell our stories. Like Nattolie's just written a book telling her story. I've done a similar thing, when sometimes our own personal stories are the things that are holding us back in life. And when we start telling our story, we can have quite an impact on others, and we can also begin our own healing journey. If you have a powerful story that's affected you in life, and many of us do, the first time you tell that story to a trusted person is the beginning of your healing journey. and that can be extraordinary, and I told a big story to the world, and the example that I've set to my child, who was 12 at the time, was huge. That to be out there and to tell your story, for impact, and to help other people. And whilst you're helping other people, you're helping yourself. And also, there's stories that we've told him, because he was 10 pound 10 when he was born, and he was a cesarean, and the anaesthetist. And we have this on video, as they were pulling him out of me. He's going, "Mamma mia!" Jack knows this story back to front. "Mamma mia!" Look at him as he's pulling him out of my belly, and half the body coming in, the legs coming. There's this giant child. So Jack knows the story. "Mamma mia!" The biggest child in the hospital. And those sort of stories, like you were saying with the boys, these are so important, because they're part of when they were babies that they don't remember. So you've got joyous stories, and you've got stories of trauma, actually. And those, we help ourselves when we help others, when we tell them. Because every time I tell the Mamma Mia story, I'm on the table, with, having a cesarean with this giant child coming out of my belly. And they said it would only be 8 pounds, but it was nearly 11. So I was like, whoa.
Wow.
I know.
Marie, and on your side, my girl?
Seriously, family traditions and stories are the richest part of our legacy. And I grew up in a family. My dad was an incredible storyteller. So were my parents, or my grandparents on both sides. So I grew up with hearing the stories of the generations before me, which has incredibly shaped my life. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And I mean, in my family, most stories go, guess what Marie did? But we have plenty of those. I've got, when I was little, my dad always loved to tell this. When I was probably, I don't know, 8 or 9, maybe a little bit older, I had such an so inquisitive, and I had a wild imagination, wild. So I had read Heidi, and I figured that it'd be so cool to be adopted. That would be cool to be adopted. And I knew I didn't fit in a family at all, so I must have been adopted. So I'd searched with my little knife through every trunk that was in the house, and trying to find the papers. And one night at dinner, and both my parents had an incredible sense of humor. So one night at dinner, I said, "Come on, like seriously, I was really adopted, tell me." And my dad looked at my mom, and they both started laughing. And he said, "Do you think that if we got to pick, we would have picked you?"
Whoa.
And I said, "Oh, alrighty then." So I tell everybody that's why I went into therapy, because but stories are so incredible. It's because it's what keeps us with the other generations, and what keeps us grounded. Stories keep us grounded in who we are and where we come from. It's our roots. Stories are our roots. And our story now is our gift to others. All of us, our story right now that we're sharing is our gift to the world.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you, Marie.
Nattolie?
Marie, that's so good. I feel like I should just leave these sunglasses on like the whole show. Because it's like on and off, on and off. So insightful and beautiful. Yes, I became a therapist too, Marie, for good reason. Good old mom. Well, you know what? Mom needed therapy. I love her, right? She never got the therapy she needed. And she was a huge molding force in my life. My book is called Unsilenced. And my mom was a huge storyteller. And I mean, so huge, there was no room for any other story but hers. And the stories were every trauma. There was maybe a couple that were funny, but it was every traumatic event. Those were the stories that were shared. And what I love about these playful stories that you're telling, for the most part, is because when we hear these stories, it actually our neurology lights up. So it lights up to the emotional frequency that we're hearing, and brain to brain, even virtually, when we're hearing the words of joy and the words of fun, it's lighting up our own brain. So that's why it's important not to constantly be talking about the negative. So I was very shut down with my stories. I hardly shared anything about myself until 2020, when I took a storytelling course. I was writing stories, but I wasn't verbalizing. And so through that course, I learned a wonderful course with a wonderful storyteller who encouraged me to own the hero's journey. Where's the hero? Where's the heroine? And I don't mean the bad stuff, the good stuff. Just teasing. The hero. Yes, the shiro. And so I connected to my shiro, and it's been an upward climb of cutting loose.
So good.
Cutting loose.
Nattolie. That's so good. Really good. You know, it's for some people, you know, you might not have come from as supportive parental units as others do, like Nattolie and like myself. At the beginning, when there was like, what's the most positive thing you can remember your parents giving you? It's like, I can't think of that. I could tell you all the negative stuff. As Nattolie was just mentioning, sometimes we have the negative stuff that we're told when sometimes we have especially maternal figures, our mothers. If our mothers are not really the personality that we might have needed to be raised by, or we thought we didn't, then we have this negativity in us. But I think it makes us stronger as we get older. And when we go through this journey like Nattolie's been going through with telling her story and finding herself and being open and dropping those barriers that she would have built when she was a child, finding who she was, getting past the things that she put in the way, as we often do. When we're adults, we turn to all sorts of prescription drugs and alcohol and all sorts of things to mask the what we might deem as a failure in ourselves, which is probably really a lack of really good parenting, to be honest. And it takes us a little while to find ourselves, and sometimes we don't find ourselves. So if you haven't had, what I'm trying to say is, if you haven't had that great parent experience that we see on TV with the Brady Bunch and stuff like that, that's okay. We look back and we think they did the best that they could with who they were and who they are. And we're just going to take the good stuff and realise that we wouldn't be the women that we are today, sitting here talking to all of you, if we hadn't had whatever experiences we'd had in the past. So, you know, both Nattolie and I have chosen, as many of you have probably as well, to bring the positive parts of everything that we've learned and leave the negative behind, because that's what we were raised with. We were raised with negativity. And, you know, does that make sense, Nattolie?
It makes total sense, and I want to add the learning from that. Often we learn how to be from what not to be.
Oh,
but
totally.
Beyond that,
yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So that is the gift. It's like not that way.
Yeah.
Clearly, but the most profound thing came to me is that this was from God. He said, she made herself known. She made herself known. And unless we open up, so that's for each and every one of us, that's for every viewer, make yourself known to yourself and to others. Share who you are, the real you.
I love it. I'm going to put us in a round bubble, but Suzi, we will have to squish in. Let me see. Okay. Okay, I'm going to take a photo. Wow, that was incredible.
Wow.
That was incredible. Thank you, my beautiful one. Let me just get us back. There you are. That was incredible.
That was fun.
Nattolie. Wow.
Very profound.
Wow.
A lot of knowledge that we're putting out there today, everyone.
Yes.
It's very good. It's really lovely.
So
So
good.
my beautiful ones, I want to ask the last question, and then we're going to spend time with our beautiful golden nugget. And then I would love you just to tell the viewers after your golden nugget, how can they come and how can they connect with you. But I just want to let you know, my beautiful viewers, down below in the show notes, you are welcome to click and see all of the amazing ladies' information. And then the videos of the ladies after our live session will also play direct after this one. All of them are in the show notes, and all of my amazing ladies I am celebrating because they are supporting me with the Power Hour TV show. So ladies, thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting me and being with me and loving me. I love all of you.
We love you, Sanet.
Oh, thank you
so much.
Thank you. So my last question is, what is your vision for your next chapter of your journey as a mentor, an expert, a beloved soul in our community? Suzi?
What is my vision? Wow. That's a good question. It's a deep question. You both have time to think about it.
Wow.
That's my vision. My vision at the moment, my life has changed quite a bit recently. I'm in a new home. I'm in a new man after a 30-year marriage. I'm self-employed. I'm building up my business, my legacy career of 42 years as a hair and makeup artist. I'm imparting some of the knowledge of the businesses that I've built along the way. I've been self-employed since I was 20, and I like to help people find themselves. And I don't like to call myself a coach.
You are actually.
But I am. But I teach people confidence, to have confidence in themselves, to have confidence in their words. Sometimes people, they're not confident to speak. When I was younger in my family, I was not encouraged to have an opinion. In fact, I was actually shut down by my very religious family because my parents' opinion was the only one. However, it wasn't my opinion, but it was quite literally I was told to be quiet or I was smacked. And I've gone on as an adult to be a big communicator and to not be scared at all of my words and become the person that I'm very happy, the type of person that I am. And it takes a while, this thing called life. Each year we go through, each journey we have, each experience we have adds to who we are, and how we respond to everything in life adds to who we are. And I think we've all gone through a lot of stuff and learnt a lot of things along the way to make us a better person. You know, I've worked on being a better person for myself, my son, my friends. And when you're if you're in a very unhappy place or in a very unhappy relationship, leave. I didn't want to. I had visions of, walking hand in hand on the beach when I was, 100, because I'm going to live to 110 with my husband. But unfortunately, life didn't give us that. And I had to make a very difficult decision to end a relationship, to free us, all three of us, from the toxicity that it was creating every day, so that we could all three of us actually thrive without this really close-knit toxicity, that unfortunately, happens sometimes in relationships. So sometimes you have to make the big call, you have to make the big decision. So now I feel very free. In the last few, I'm free. I feel more like myself. I have no plans for, what I'm going to be doing. I don't really have a vision because I'm a kind of a day-to-day person. My vision is one of health and longevity. And, that, as we were speaking about at the very, very beginning, it's really important, the nutrients you have and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I'm waffling now.
I love it. And also, I do believe as freedom was part of your absolutely ultimate outcome at the end, it will always be freedom.
I think so. I had to leave home at 18 because my mother liked to hit me and my father liked to hit me. And where I was talking earlier about sometimes adults will hit children to take out their own frustrations on you. So I was literally getting assaulted. And I just, one day I turned around and I hit back, unfortunately for my mother. And I punched her in the stomach and she flew across the kitchen floor. I'm not saying that that's good, but she kept punching me and I had to stop her and I moved out the very next day at 18. And then they took the key to the house off me. So we find ourselves in this life journey and you have to make the decisions for yourself. There is only one you. So be brave, be fearless, and be truthful with yourself and walk through life with your head held high, because you are a unique, wonderful individual. And we're all, a man that I used to work for said we're all spiritual souls inside this human, right? So we're all spiritual beings. And that was one of the most profound things that I realized, that inside this body was a spiritual soul. And like you see here, we're all very attracted to the energies of certain people when we meet them, and you meet someone and go, wow, I really like them. It's because our spiritual being is really resonating with the energy that the other person has. So that's pretty cool.
Are you ready for paparazzi? What's your golden nugget?
Mine. Age is just a number. It's what you do with it that counts.
Beautiful. So my beautiful Marie, what is your next chapter?
Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm living my chapter right now. It took me a while to get to where I am, and the changes in the last 2 years have been incredible. And I just feel like I was given a gift. God gave me a gift. That gift came through some pretty tough times, but I was given a gift to help others, and I don't have a right to not use that gift. That was God-given. It's not my right not to use it. So my vision is to continue with what I am doing and to be the best version of me that I can possibly be. And that's pretty amazing, the best version of me, because we're all the best version of us. And so really to just continue being who I am, doing what my purpose is, what I was put here to do, our big purpose is to, how much have we expanded our ability to love? How much have we done that? And our purpose, our passion is what burns in here, and our purpose is what we do with that. And so for me, I feel like I'm living that every day, and being in this community just as in the last year has just been incredible for me. I love you, Sanet, for what you've created here. I love you, Suzi, for bringing me here. And it has expanded me beyond anything I can even imagine. So my vision is and my purpose, and I'm living it every day. I just look forward to what tomorrow brings. I really do.
I love it. Oh, I've got goosebumps everywhere. What is your golden nugget, my beautiful Marie?
My golden nugget is go where love is. That's where life is.
Oh! Are you ready for paparazzi? Here we go.
Fantastic.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, my beautiful Marie. And my beautiful Nattolie, what's your next chapter?
What is my next chapter? Well, I just spilled the beans last week, and on the weekend I shared. It is it's what I do anyways, but it's just formalizing it. It's called Survivors Unite Club. And this is a platform for survivors of whatever, be it domestic violence, be it a relationship, a bad relationship, and just to come forward and join is enough. But it's going to connect resources with coaches, counselors, services around the world, hopefully survivor-led, we're not going to be, I wouldn't discriminate if somebody didn't have a seriously traumatic background, because we need those too. We need those people. They can learn. They can learn about the trauma and how to be trauma informed. So I'm excited about that. I have half ounce silver medallions. So real silver, worth with a value, and I'm selling them for $100 a piece to raise money for the platform, for the website, for the this and that. But I mentioned it to a lady who told me she was a survivor on my table, giving her a massage. And then I told her about my book, and she said she wanted my book. And then I mentioned, and it was just like God prompting, just say it. Just say it. It's no pressure for anybody to do anything. If I tell you about it, there's no pressure. It's an invitation to be a founding member. And she just whipped out $100 American bill. She paid me everything in American money, which is worth like 30% more, which was awesome. And I got my first founding member.
Wow.
So speak it out, whatever your vision is, and it will be in divine timing. But my golden nugget, shall I just, I'm not even going to wait for you to ask me.
Please, I've got it here.
I'm so excited. So where secrets end, healing begins.
Ooh, I love it. Ooh.
Good. Love it.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you so much for listening.
What's your vision?
My vision is I'm in stewardship of God's plan for the Diamond Beauty, stands and ideas and everything I do. There is going to become a little bit of a changes. I realized that there was just too much that I had to do. So I am going to do a little bit of changes and see how I can do it. But I decided not to make any decision, just have a holiday or a vacation, as the Americans will say, here with Suzi. And when I go back, my husband will be there in New Zealand still 2 weeks, have a little bit of a vacation with him, or holiday, we call it a holiday. And then after that, September will be a refreshing month for me, deciding what to do, where to do what. I will still continue with a lot of power hours, still continue with them, still continue with our amazing group of ladies, and Mrs. Spots, everything. But there will just be some things I have to shift, because at the moment, currently working 2 long hours. And I need to look at that. So my golden nugget is, if your why is big enough, you can do anything. You can do everything. Here we go.
Love it.
Thank you, my beautiful Suzi, my co-host. I'm going to leave the last words to you, but I want to say, Marie, thank you so much. My beautiful Nattolie, thank you so much. My beautiful Nina, Eve, Gail, Julie, Christina. I'm just scared I'm going to leave somebody else out now.
I can see her face, her long blonde hair.
Julie, I did say Julie. Who is that?
Yoga. My brain is blanking.
I don't know what that is now.
No, neither do I.
Okay, talk, and then I will say again, thank you. I just need to make sure I don't leave anybody out, because all of them will be on screen. Nina. Okay, just continue.
Right. Well, it's been wonderful talking to everybody today about all the generational wisdom that we want to pass down to you, and like young people teach us stuff as well, And Sanet mentioned at the beginning of the show about like kids can do computers and we can't. My son, he works for Apple and he teaches AI. Which is extraordinary at 23. He's going for this big job teaching AI, and AI was something that we all watched on science fiction movies when we were younger. The things that, this might happen in the world, and now we live in a world where all these things are actually happening, which is quite extraordinary, really. but the wisdom that we've imparted on everybody today, wherever you are in the world. And thank you for watching and joining us. And we hope that you've really taken a lot of these things on board. And like Sanet said, you can reach out to all of us and just reach out and say hello. Remember what I said earlier, don't be scared. Just send a message. Send us a message on Messenger. Send us, you'll be able to find us. We will all reply to you wherever you are in the world. But this is how we have the ability with all this wonderful modern technology to do what we're doing now, to have a live Zoom. We're in 3 different countries and we were in 4 different countries speaking to you, and you can do the same with us. So please don't be afraid to reach out to us, because you will be met with love, understanding and non-judgment when you do.
Wow, I love it. Thank you, my beautiful co-host, Suzi.
You're most welcome.
Marie on screen, Natalie, Julie that have left us. Beautiful Cindy. Thank you, Natalie, Cindy, Christina, Nina, Eve, and Tammy. Thank you so much, my beautiful ones. My beautiful viewers, thank you for your time. Please have an amazing day. If you know of somebody you love, hug them. If it's in your family, go and ask them for hugs and kisses. And then make sure to spend time with yourself and go into your heart and tell yourself how amazing you are. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.